the world on them, yeah, they're too strong. I might have been down, not out. It's on sight, you gon' figure that out. And I might have been down, not out. Only one thing I gotta know now is, are you ready for the comeback? Yeah. Are you ready for the... Are you ready for the comeback? You know we the ones that... Let me see them hands up all the way front back. Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback? Now I see you with your bad self. If you into taking L's, then it can't help. I'll be the self-made champ, look at my belt. I built this all from the ground up, that's all by myself, y'all know. This is the return of the one. You ain't see him coming, you just heard drums. They've been ready for the battle, any person that comes got the weight of the world on them, yeah, they're too strong. I might have been down, not out. It's on sight, you gon' figure that out. And I might have been down, not out. Only one thing I gotta know now is, are you ready for the comeback? Yeah. Are you ready for the... Are you ready for the comeback? You know we the ones that... Let me see them hands up all the way front back. Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback? Are you ready? Are you ready for the comeback? Yeah. Are you ready for the comeback? You know we the ones that ready for whatever. We gon' have to show them something, man. Let me see them hands up all the way front back. You don't understand that I'm doing what you can't with no cap. This is the return of the one. You ain't see him coming, you just heard drums. They've been ready for the battle. Any person that comes got the weight of the world on them, yeah, they're too strong. I might have been down, not out. It's on sight, you gon' figure that out. And I might have been down, not out. Only one thing I gotta know now is, are you ready for the comeback? Yeah. Are you ready for the... Are you ready for the comeback? You know we the ones that... Let me see them hands up all the way front back. Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback? Now I see you with your bad self. If you into taking L's, then it can't help. I'll be the self-made champ, look at my belt. I built this all from the ground up, that's all by myself, y'all know. This is the return of the one. You ain't see him coming, you just heard drums. They've been ready for the battle. Any person that comes got the weight of the world on them, yeah, they're too strong. I might have been down, not out. It's on sight, you gon' figure that out. And I might have been down, not out. Only one thing I gotta know now is, are you ready for the comeback? Yeah. Are you ready for the... Are you ready for the comeback? You know we the ones that... Let me see them hands up
Welcome, race fans. Sunday night means it's CFM Speedway Monkeys. Last chance qualifier tonight here at Daytona. Welcome, everybody, to MaxspeedTV TV. Stephen Lane up here in the booth as usual. These guys are out here on practice. About 9 minutes left. Got quite a bit of stuff to go over tonight, but we are going to jump right into it. Now, I don't have anything up on the screen for you guys to see, but we got the last chance qualifiers, so 15 guys. I don't want to say they're locked in because they could fall out of the top 15 with a bad night, but we have about 14 more that are vying for that 16th transition spot to get into the round of 16s. For next week, Les Levy is one of those guys. Lynn McNeese, Eddie Brigante, Sean Stevens, Christopher Jordan, Michael Pratt, Andrew Schroeder, Bob Fitzgerald, Alex Giffen, Douglas Johnson, and John Guerrero all have enough starts to vie for that 16th spot. Now, we have 4 guys that are highlighted here that have to start tonight in order to be able to be eligible for that 16th spot. That is James Mayer, Jason Kinzer, and Sean Frazier, and Ash Regner. So those guys must start tonight, and it looks like I'm seeing who is not. Jason Kinzer is out there. Looking to see. Don't see James Mayer, but it's still kind of early. Sean Frazier, do not see him in the session. Or do I see? Oh, there is James Mayer right there. Looking for Ash, but I don't see Ash Regner just yet. But those guys have to start tonight and finish, or have a good finish, I should say, to be able to qualify for that 16th transfer spot. Well, guys, right now, like I said, we are wrapping up practice. So far, we have 23 drivers in the session. We're going to step aside, play our national anthem, and then when we get back, we will go over our pre-race analytics. So hang tight. We will be right back.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallant we are the brave. We'll fight you in name, the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save, this land of the brave, the US of A. Oh, say, just that star, spangled banner gave way for the land of the brave. And the
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching Maxspeed TV.
Well, welcome back, folks. We're going to go ahead and jump right into our pre-race analytics. Uh-oh. Yeah, that didn't quite turn out the way I wanted it to. I'm going to have to fix that. Sorry about that. So, as you can see, I am running the SDK overlays for the Checker Flag Motorsports. And I got a few things that I need to fix. Let me see if I can fix that while I have it on my mind. And but we are at Daytona here tonight. Beautiful Daytona Super Speedway. These guys will be battling it out again for that 16th transfer spot. Yeah, I got to find my right deal here. But right now we do have 20, looks like 23 drivers still in the session. Give me just 1 second here, folks. I'm trying to do this on the fly. It's kind of hard because with SDK, it will not let you go in and change anything because you can't see it when it pops up. You have to be an iRacing it in a session to be able to check every single thing. And I didn't think about the weather, but it has the CFM logo behind my weather, and I've got to figure out where that one is at. Give me just 1 second here, folks, but do appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. It's going to be a great race. These guys, like I said, are going to be battling out for that top or the 16th transition spot. Hopefully, these guys will have a good race tonight. Of course, we are again at Daytona. Not a lot of action that goes on here at Daytona, other than just hard racing. So hopefully that's what we'll get tonight. And hopefully it'll be a good, clean race. And like I said, I'm still trying to find that one little code. Well, I am not able to find it right now, but we are under qualifying at this time. We'll get the qualifying bar put up. Anthony English joining us out on the track tonight. Good to see Anthony coming back a couple of weeks ago from his surgery. One at Atlanta in OP, and then again last night at the iRacing Super Speedway. So back-to-back wins for Anthony on Saturday night. Of course, he won the first 3 or 4 races here at CFM, and looking to get back up into that top spot. Alex Gippen out on the track, as well as Alex Green, Sean Stevens, Dusty Burkhart, Les Levy, Bubba Winningham, Dana Osborne, David Overstreet, Russ Hancock, and Dave Hunt right now out qualifying. Brendan and Everett out there chatting it up in chat. Gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here tonight and helping me keep an eye on chat. Yeah, it gets a little bit, it gets a little bit hectic sometimes when you're trying to watch the action on the screen and your all your other stuff, but we are going to make the very best of it. Of course, tonight we are in the Gen 4, the Legacy ARCA cars is what they call them, Menards ARCAs, the Gen 4s here at Daytona. Of course, Mark Mann out on the track as well. Mark is right there in P2 on the point standings right now. Paul Servant is your leader, though, with 341 points. Mark Mann at 340. Just 1 point separates that first place spot. Anthony English dropping to third with 4 wins on the season at 314. He is currently 27 behind the leader and 26 behind Mark. And then you get to the 4th place, Adam Kilday at 308, at 33 behind the leader and 6 behind Anthony. Rick Seabrand's in 5th right now at 295, 46 behind the leader, 13 behind Adam. Hunter Reynolds in 6th right now at 284. He is 57 behind the leader and 11 behind Rick. Now, I'll have some breaking news here in just a second, but Dusty Burkhart currently in 7th, or tied for 7th with Bubba Winningham, both of them at 274, 67 behind the leader and 10 behind Hunter. Get to the 9th place spot there, you have 273 with Jimmy Reynolds. He is 68 behind the leader and 1 behind Dusty and Bubba. At 10th right now is Cole Spalding at 262, 79 behind the leader and 11 behind Jimmy. David Overstreet in 11th at 260. It's 81 behind the leader and 2 behind Cole. Russell Hancock coming in 12th at 255, 86 behind the leader, 5 behind David. And Jim Duda at 252, 89 behind the leader and 3 behind Russ. Daniel Harrington coming in 14th at 251. He is 90 behind the leader and 1 behind Jim Duda. Dana Osborne currently in the 15th spot at 248. He's at 93 behind the leader and 3 behind Daniel. Now for that last transfer spot, Les Levy is currently in that spot at 244 and 97 behind the leader and 4 behind Dana. Lynn McNeese in 17th at 232. He is 109 behind the leader and 12 behind Les. Andy Brigante in 18th at 229, 112 points behind the leader and 3 behind Lynn. Sean Stevens in 19th at 220. He is currently 121 behind the leader and 9 behind Andy. And then in that 20th spot is Christopher Jordan, 217, 124 behind the leader and 3 behind Sean. Now, to our breaking news, I was just informed a little bit ago that Jimmy Reynolds and Hunter Reynolds will not make the playoffs, so they're giving up their spots. So that means 2 drivers will be able to move up into that 16-car transfer into the playoffs. Well, it looks like everybody that's going to qualify. Oh, let me refresh this so you guys can see it kind of. Anthony English right now in that top spot. So we're going to get Anthony up here to the booth real quick. Anthony, awesome job. Got the pole tonight, buddy. Man, you have just been on an absolute tear since you've been back.
Yeah, it's rare for me to beat Paul over here on Sunday, that's for sure. Usually it's him whooping the crap out of me every qualifying session on Sundays, but yeah, I guess I had a little luck tonight with the weather.
Well, awesome job, man. We're definitely glad to see you back. Glad to have you back out on the track. And, you know, you had the first 4 wins here, and now you're just trying to get back into that win streak, which you've already started on Saturday with back-to-backs. What do you got to do with these guys or to stay out in front of these guys tonight?
Well, I mean, this is the cutoff race for the playoffs, so we got the special little points race thing going on that David does for Sunday nights. So I can imagine that there's going to be a bunch of people probably racing with like their hair's on fire. So I'm kind of just going to chill. I'm going to run a little bit, just run my race. If I get shuffled back, I get shuffled back, and you know I'm moving on. So if I have a look at it at the end, you know, maybe I'll try to go after it. If not, at least I know I'm in the playoffs.
There you go. Well, Anthony, good job, buddy. I'm going to let you go. And good luck tonight, brother.
Thank you very much, Stephen.
Get him back down into the room. We're going to go ahead and get to our MaxspeedTV TV starting grid. Anthony English in that top spot at in that 44 machine. Paul Servant in second. On row 2 inside, Sean Stevens. On his outside would be the 53 of Dave Hunt. Starting row number 3, the 95 of James Mayer. To his outside will be the 88 of John Guerrera. Starting row number 4, the 053 of Jim Duda. To his outside will be that 04 of Mark Mann. Starting row number 5 will be the 62 of Mr. Les Levy. To his outside will be the 8 of Dana Osborne. Starting row number 6 will be the 99 of Alex Giffen. To his outside, 343 of Russ Hancock. Row number 7, the 6 of Bubba Winningham. His outside, the 69 of Dusty Burkhart. Row number 8, the 46 of David Overstreet on the inside. His outside will be the 15 of Alex Green. Row number 9, the 11 of Jason Kinzer. To his outside will be the number 5 of Rick Sanchez. Row number 10, 82 of Daniel Harrington on the inside. To his outside will be the 45 of Michael Pratt. Row number 11 will be the 48 of Andrew Schroeder. To his outside will be the 84 of Lynn McNeese. Row number 12, the 38 of Doug Johnson. His outside, the number 4 of Rick Seabrands. And that will, well, we actually have a couple more cars that's not letting me show. You got the 15 of Alex Green and the 78 of Chris Jordan rounding out the 25 car field tonight. Well, here we go, folks, coming to the Geico start zone. Of course, our green flag, MaxspeedTV TV green flag sponsor, Chevy Land. As we get ready, the flagman's got the flag in his hand. Green flag out, Chevy Land green flag. Here we go, LCQ racing here at Daytona, folks, in these Gen 4 cars. Anthony English with the run on the inside, but here comes the 53 and the 3. That's Paul Servant and Dave Hunt. On that outside line, the 88, John Guerrera, moving up to that top line, but trying to stay in that draft of the 53. Inside line a little more organized than the outside, but that outside is closing that gap fairly quickly. Mark Mann is coming up on the bumper of 88 of John Guerrera. Kind of looking back through here. David Overstreet back here in 16th spot. Jason Kinzer in 17th. And then kind of, well, just kind of single file, starting with that 84 of Lynn McNeese, the 82 of Dan Harrington, Andrew Schroeder, Doug Johnson, Rick Seabrands, and Alex Green. And Chris Jordan starting down on pit road as he is coming out on the track for the first time. Hi, Moose Pie. How are you doing? I see you out there waving. We are running a new camera system or camera pack that we found. They come by, we will see the turn 1 entry right here. They come around the back stretch, come out of turn 2 to the back stretch. That like button. Hey Eric, how are you doing, brother? Good to see everybody out there. We're gonna go ahead and get this split up so we can see the top 10, and then 11 through 25 will rotate. Again, definitely glad to see everybody out there. Of course, my favorite cam that we have now is called the drone cam, as we have a drone in 1 and 2, 3 and 4. These guys coming down the backstretch. Anthony English, Paul Servant still battling out. Of course, Paul in that top spot. Yeah, it's got to be, the drone cam's got to be one of my favorite cams as we get back on our TV, coming through out of turn number 4. Back to our start-finish line. They come through for another lap there. And I don't know where it is. Well, here we go. This is what I was looking for. Daytona International Speedway. Air temp right now of 76 degrees, 64% humidity. We are cloudy today with 4-mile-an-hour wind. Now the track temperature out there right now is at 80 degrees. So pretty decent track temperature for these guys out here tonight. We'll get our horizontal back up there. And where it is, I'm looking for, not seeing it, but we're going to go ahead and get our battle for position. Again, I do apologize about the background there. Let me see. If I can figure out which one this is. And guys, I do apologize. I didn't have a whole lot of time. I'm trying to get that taken care of, but at least you can see right now, English out front. Paul Servant falling back behind Sean Stevens there. Now we got James Mayer in the mix as well. Sean Stevens on the outside with Paul Servant. The 53 of Dave Hunt, the 88 of John Guerrero, and there is the 8 of Dana Osborne right there in the mix as well. On the outside, on the inside is Anthony English, James Mayer, Jim Duda, and Mark Mann. Seeing some movement going on back here, but right now just side-by-side racing. As looks like we are transitioning over to a night race. Well, Eric, did you have to work today? I know sometimes you've been having to work on Sundays here recently. As these Gen 4 cars scream around to the start-finish line. That's what I was looking for, to get rid of that timer. Get on our lap count. Lap 9 of 80 just complete. Oh, okay. Well, again, we are here at Daytona. Last chance qualifier for the Checker Flag Speedway Monkeys. Getting ready now, looking at the schedule here. Pull this up. Now, we will be off on the 15th. We have an off week, so there will be no race next Sunday. But we will return on 6/22 in the trucks at Daya for the first race of the round of 16. And then the week after that will be the trucks at Daytona. Maxspeed TV is why I stopped. Well, I appreciate that, guys. I really do. You don't know how much that means to me and to these guys out on the track that we have these, you loyal viewers coming in every week to watch these guys run. Right now, good battle between the 27 of Sean Stevens and the 44 of Anthony English. That lower line is getting a better run into the corner, and then the outside line gets to run on these straightaways. As they come up on a lap car of Chris Jordan. Chris will stay to the outside. Hopefully he can hold it up there off of the wall. So far, so good. That's going to allow him to kind of fall back in and then hopefully get back into the draft as Michael Pratt gets right behind him, says, hey, I'll push you up there. To keep him from going too many laps down. He's already 2 laps down. The only car that is a lap down. Looking back through the field, Daniel Harrington and Doug Johnson kind of falling off pace there. But they are together, so 2 cars can make up some ground if they stay hooked up. They are about 6 seconds behind that lead group, so let's see, I want to change. There we go. Guys, I'm still trying to learn all these buttons and stuff on the SDK. I'm getting better with every race, but so far some good green flag racing here. Oh, we got one up into the wall. I'm not sure who that was. That might have been the 45 of Michael Pratt, as he is now off pace. Oh, I wouldn't go that far, Eric. Come on, man. Give me a little more credit than that. Ooh, Chris Jordan dropping down to the apron and then back up onto the track. Got to be careful about that. These cars do not like that apron very well. So the training wheels have come off. It's just fine tuning my my abilities, so to speak. Yeah, there we go. Three-wheeler went from a four-wheeler to a three-wheeler, working on getting on the two wheels, right? Right. Hell, I'm old, so riding a motorcycle for me may not be the best idea. These guys are off the pace. Chris Jordan, I say that, is running about 198. I'm seeing 200 mile an hour. Dave Hunt at 202, 203. They're getting some good speed in these cars. Of course, these are the Legacy Arkham and Arts Arca, or the Gen 4 cars is what they like to call them. We wrap down another lap, starting to lap number 17. Oh no, there ain't gonna be no unicycle. I get on a unicycle, I'm not gonna fall and break my hip. Well, Anthony English still out front. James Mayer second, Sean Stevens third. Sean Stevens moving back up to that P2 spot. Like I said, that second lane is struggling with the momentum about halfway through that turn, and then they get that run coming off. So gosh, it's like he juggles too. Oh Lord. Oh man, that's funny. Well, it looks like the lights have come on. It's daytime. I'm not sure, but we are. I did see it get a little bit brighter as we come around for a lap 19. The start of lap 19 here at Daytona. Big shout out to David O for sponsoring tonight's race. I believe he was the sponsor of tonight's race. Let me see here. Yes, he was the sponsor of tonight's race. Well, you know, they always say that they need to take Anthony into the garage. But Belva. Well, glad you tuned in for just a minute, Belva. Stay as long as you can. I understand. Definitely good to see you out there, at least popping in and saying hi to everybody. Noobs. Well, it looks like we're going to start seeing some green flag pit stops here pretty soon, folks. They are trying to get into the single file. It's just a matter of when, and really it's going to be follow the leader when it comes to that point. Hey, I wasn't the one talking smack, Josh. You need to go back there and read the comments. I'm just saying. uh, well, somebody, I keep, we got some people going down pit road. Looks like Bubba Winningham, Alex Giffen coming down pit road now. So it means our leaders are probably going to be pitting here within the next lap or so. We'll see what happens. Well, I've been sending out an invitation to somebody to join me in the broadcast booth, but apparently that certain individual don't like me no more, and just don't want to be up here. Guess afraid that I might outdo him or something. I'm not sure. But here we go. This big group of pit stop we figured was going to happen. Anthony English, James Mayer, Mark Mann, Paul Servant, Les Levy, Dana Osborne, Russ Hancock, Rick Sanchez, Rick Seabrands, Len McNeese, David Overstreet, Andrew Schroeder, Sean Stevens. All down pit road right now. Jim Duda, Dave Hunt, John Guerrero, Dusty Burkhart all stayed out. Then Michael Pratt's down pit road. Doug Johnson, Dan Harrington, Len McNeese coming off of pit road or out of his pit box. No, they didn't. Well, here comes that other group. That will be Jim Duda, Dave Hunt, John Guerrero, Dusty Burkhart, and Jason Kinzer, and then the lap traffic of Chris Jordan. Those Anthony and them are on the back stretch, going to come into turns 3 and 4 here. Just now getting to somewhat speed. Well, that's going to spread the field out. Mark Mann trying to get caught up with that top group. Dana Osborne and Rick Sanchez probably going to pick up Mark here in just a second. And then you got this group of Rick Seabrands, Russ Hancock, Paul Servant, Les Levy, Andrew Schroeder, Sean Stevens, and David Overstreet. Ling McNeese trying to make up some ground. Bubba Winningham and the 99 of Alex Giffen by themselves coming up. Dan Harrington right there with Doug Johnson and Michael Pratt. Alex Green looks like he is a lap down up in with the number 4 of Rick Seabrands and them. Got a car, looks like that is the showing 22. Oh, that is the 11, Mission 22 on his car. But that is the 11 of Jason Kinzer. Well, right now, Mark Mann is your leader. Somehow Mark was able to get out in front of those guys. Dana Osborne, and I believe that is the 5 of Rick Sanchez at the back of this lead pack. So Mark Mann's going to get a bonus point for leading a lap. And I'm trying to get my looking here. Mark Mann is currently in that P2 spot on the points. 1 point behind Paul Servant. Paul Servant is back here as this back group starts to get a little more organized with more cars. They will close that gap, and that is being led by the 53 of Dave Hunt. The 69 of Dusty Burkhart. John Guerrero, Jim Duda, Rick Seabrands, Russ Hancock, Paul Servant. We got 2 number 3s out there. I believe that is supposed to be the 15 of Alex Green. Well, finally, somebody shows up in the broadcast booth. Ladies and gentlemen, I know I give him a hard time, but we are so glad that he is still here with us and doing well. Got Joshua Medlock up in the booth with me right now. Josh, buddy, thank you for joining me. Brother, it's been a while. Glad to see you up here for a little bit.
I'm hanging out, you know, doing my own thing, you know. Got some stuff in the works, but and I've kind of laid that, you know, kind of on the table with you here, you know, over the last few days. But you know, glad to see everybody out in chat as usual. Of course, you know, you've got your regulars, you got, you know, Everett, Grover. I know we got 2 Everetts, so I gotta kind of be careful. You know, we got 2 Everetts, so nice to see Grover out there. Of course, Eric. We've got Brendan, Moose Pie, Belva. Anybody that I missed, I'm sorry, but I know we've got a bunch of our regulars out there, and you know, they're all still wondering how I'm doing and everything, and I'm doing great. I do have my moments, but I'm doing fantastic. Looks like Checker Flag Motorsports tonight. Of course, we know who these guys are, Steven, throughout the, you know, many months of, you know, calling an OP, because most of these guys race over there, but, you know, these guys put on a show. What cars are they? In the ARCA cars?
They're in the Legacy Gen 4 ARCAs.
So these cars are great. Love these cars. Of course, the bumper hook's always fantastic to watch. You know, but great group. The pancake flippers, yes, the pancake flippers.
Yep.
You got that right there. But of course, I did see Eric's new nickname to you out there, so now I've got to give you a hard time about that. He called you Training Wheels.
Yeah.
So, you know, big shout out to Nerditudes out there for, you know, doing what they've been doing to help you out, Steven. You know, especially with the overlays, the SDK looks great. I love it. Of course, Chevy Land, Bubba Winningham, we know who Bubba is, so big shout out to them. But of course, everybody that's been, you know, supporting Steven, Mr. Training Wheels over here, and I'm not gonna let you live that down. So
Well, I mean, Eric said you were the one on the unicycle and juggling at the same time, so.
Well, you know, he ain't wrong. He's not wrong, but you know, I'm gonna go ahead and spill the beans out here, I guess, tonight, Steven. You know,
Hey, we're live, buddy. So
you know, not to take anything away from Checkered Flag or you or, you know, these guys over here, but I will say this, Steven, you're gonna continue to do Saturday nights with OP. But however, folks, I will be coming back this Saturday with a new league on Maxspeed TV. So yes, I will be broadcasting again. Steven's going to continue doing OP. Probably will continue to do OP. We'll see how everything works out for next season. But from what I have heard is they love, you know, they love you over here. And they love what you have done. And we need to continue that. We need to keep the flow going. So, you know, while you handle OP, CFM, and OP on Mondays, I will be bringing another league over here on Saturdays as well as every month on Thursday. So Thursday and Saturday we'll have, you know, it'll be the same league, but they'll have 2 different series going. That will be the only 2 broadcasts that I do because of my health. We'll continue to go with that, and I do hope that everything works out because I'm still running out of breath. Steven works me too hard, guys. So
yeah, right.
So
I can't get you into the booth. I mean, I've been trying to get you in the booth for about a week now, and it's like, well, I might jump in and then never hear him. He don't even get into a YouTube chat. He just does his thing. But that's all right, Josh. We still love you, buddy, and man, I'm glad that you are, getting back to your old self, and big things coming for you and us here at MaxspeedTV. TV.
Oh yes.
Glad to hear that we got the 2 new leagues coming. Of course.
Well, it's one league, but it's two different series.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah, it's one league, 2 different series. The guy that actually runs the league, and some of y'all may know who he is. Like I said, I'm not taking away from CFM, but his name is Josh White. He is a professional NASCAR ARCA series driver.
Oh, wow.
And he also had made it all the way up into the truck series. So some of y'all may know who that is. So that is the series that will be coming over here, and we do hope that, of course, everybody, will tune into both on Saturday, mine and, of course, OP. We don't want to take away from OP, so hopefully everybody tunes into both of those. But yeah, that's who it is, and we'll get more information as we get closer and closer to Saturday. I've still got to get everything sorted out on my end because I do not have hardly anything done, but I do have something done. Steven, you know how it is. You gotta hammer it all out.
Well, you got a new system, and you had to reinstall everything, and well, it's like we were talking earlier. When you get a new system, well, sometimes the installs don't go as planned, and it's just like with SDK. I was trying to get this set up for CFM, and well, I got too many graphics where I shouldn't have them, and that's a learning curve, is all it is. And I did the same thing, and I'm sure you did with ATVO. You got to work out the kinks. But, again, like you said, big shout out to the Nerditude guys for hooking me up and giving me some training on SDK. The graphics look amazing. The overlay looks amazing. But I will start working, of course, Josh, with me broadcasting Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, that doesn't give me a whole lot of time during the week, for trying to get this stuff squared away, because I do race on Saturday or on Tuesdays, and have been racing on Wednesdays as well with the I ran Grand National, OP Grand National last Wednesday, but I've been running Wednesdays with the Old Farts League, and then Fridays, started a new season with them on Friday night. End up getting me a P2 finish on Friday night, dude. It was an amazing race. It was a fun race.
Yeah, you was telling me about that, and congratulations on, of course, getting that P2. Getting a top 5 or a top 3 even turning up. Getting a P2 finish like that, and super speedways are not easy.
No.
A lot of people think, well, it's just super speedway race, not much can happen. Well, let me tell you something, a lot can happen. So,
let's see, Everett's out there, the throwbacks I see in here in this race, we got Perry Grant throwback, a Kyle Petty Mellow Yellow throwback, and a Darrell Waltrip.
Earnhardt throwback,
yeah, the reverse Earnhardt throwback. I know who he's talking about there. Let me get to my camera controls here, Josh. That's going to be on, where's he at? That's going to be on this number 3, supposed to be the 15 of Alex Green. Doing the white and black instead of the black and white Earnhardt. So the mellow yellow, he's talking about the 44. And Anthony English, we gotta talk about him for a second, Josh. He had the open heart surgery as well.
Yeah.
About a month out, comes back, his first race back, and wins at Atlanta.
What a finish! what a nice comeback too, because you know how long I've been out, and you know, racing with that, with everything that he's going through as well. I mean, it's not easy. I'm sure he is so sore after that. But you know, you can't take the racing out of somebody like Anthony. You know,
No.
he can break both of his legs and he'd still figure out how to race.
Right, right.
So, you know, kudos to Anthony. Of course, and we do hope Anthony, of course, makes a full recovery. It sounds like he's doing great. I'm doing great. And we also know one of the other guys here that we did broadcast for. Everybody knows who it is, Hanover. You know, he had a steal as well. But he's doing great. So, you know, they do say it comes in threes. And unfortunately, it did. Myself, Anthony, and Hanover. But everybody's doing fantastic. And it looks like Anthony being out here leading the way. He's doing great. It's got James Mayer right behind him. Osborne. Which Osborne?
That is Dana Osborne.
That is Dana. Okay,
And then we have Mark Mann and Rick Sanchez. Right now, your top 5. But then this bigger group, I'm really shocked that they are not gaining much on that lead pack. They're kind of staying. You cut out there, Josh.
The 88 of John Guerrera, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Of course, you got in this group, you got John Guerrero leading this group, Dave Hunt, Dusty Burkhart, Jim Duda, Sean Stevens, Paul Servant, Bubba Winningham, Lynn McNeese, Andrew Schroeder, Les Levy, Russ Hancock. Now, I love Russ's car. Let me get on this. That baseball big league chew. I love it. You can see the stitching of the baseball. Yeah, that is just so cool. And I told him, I said, I love it. Pre-race, I was talking to these guys, and yeah, and of course Les Levy, man, that candy red maker's mark with the wax dripping down the side. That is just a beautiful, beautiful paint scheme that he come up with.
Yeah, he's got that spec mapping on there too, so that just pops.
But yeah, these. Well, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, you know, I can stay in here longer. Right now, I'm watching it on YouTube, so I am lagging a few seconds behind you. But you know, I can only do so much. It looks like over the halfway mark. They don't do stages over here, do they?
No, they do not. So we've already had one green flag. We should be coming up to another green flag pit stop here pretty soon. Speaking of which, Anthony English, James Mayer, Dana Osborne, as you can see them locking their tires up, trying to get slowed down. Mark,
you do not want to get caught speeding.
No.
That's for sure. Oh, somebody, almost did a little loopy there in the green car.
That was Dana Osborne, but, you know, that's going to put John Guerrero back out to the front with Dave Hunt, Dusty Burkhart. But it looks like we had some more. Oh, that was close between Russ Hancock. I got on it just in time.
Wow.
Between Russ Hancock and Alex Giffen. But Bubba Winningham, David Overstreet, Michael Pratt, Doug Johnson, Dan Harrington. Try to say that fast 5 times.
Fast 5 times?
Yeah.
Don't you mean 5 times fast?
Yeah, something like that. So, oh, man. Well, John Guerrero, Sean Stevens, Lynn McNeese, Andrew Schroeder, Rick Seabranch, Jason Kinzer, all coming down pit road. John Guerrero off in the grass. Not sure what happened to John there, but he got a little bit out of sorts.
He went off in the grass.
Yeah, I don't know why, though.
It's John.
That's John.
It's John. It's been a while since I've seen these guys race, so, you know, maybe they're pulling some Mario Kart stuff out there. I don't know what they're doing.
Who knows? But here we go. This is going to be that last group coming down pit road as Dave Hunt is leading them in. Dusty Burkhart and Jim Duda.
Well, Steven, I think I'm going to go ahead and bounce for the night. I got some meds to take here in about 15 minutes. So, guys, out there in chat, Mr. Training Wheels out there.
Shut
up. Y'all keep supporting Steven out here. He's doing a great job. Steven, keep up the awesome work, man. Oh, man. Yeah, it still hurts when I cough. So, but y'all keep it up. Steven, keep going at it, man. We're going to let these guys finish up the race out here tonight. Tell everybody I said hi. And, you know, you do what you got to do there, brother. Awesome job, man, as always.
Well, I appreciate it, Josh. Thanks for coming up and visiting with everybody. I know a lot of people, even Bubba was asking about you earlier. And, of course, you know, I didn't want to remove anything off of my overlay, so I just went ahead and kept the Chevy Land green flag sponsorship going. He's been real supportive, but he said he wanted to get with you, and he said he would reach out to you.
Okay, yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah, that'll be fine and dandy. I'll come out there and talk to him, and at some point, and then we'll kind of go from there. But we'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and do that. Yeah, go ahead and keep that Chevy Land up there too, because Bubba's been not only a great sponsor, you know, to Maxspeed TV and to, of course, to OP and Checkered Flag, but he's also been a great friend to us all. So, you know, big shout out to, you know, everybody out there, Bubba Winningham. Like I said, all the drivers out here, and of course all the fans that tune in, Steven, to you, and but y'all will see me back hopefully this Saturday if I can get everything up and running correctly, because yeah, new system and getting back in the swing of things, it's not going to be easy, but we'll definitely try to get her did. So yes, I said get her did.
God.
Yeah, so Steven, man, I'm going to turn it back over to you, bud. Good luck out there. Have fun. And, man, I keep it up, man. Keep it up, bud.
I appreciate it, Josh. Go take care of yourself, brother. Thanks for coming in. And like I said, visit with everybody. We will catch you as soon as we can.
Yeah, thank you, bud.
Well, there we go, folks. You heard it live right here on Maxspeed TV. Josh doing so much better. And going to start having a double broadcast on Saturday nights. Of course, we did this with the Sunday night when he was doing the Dave Bush series. So big things coming for us here at Maxspeed TV. Again, he's starting to sound like the Josh of old. And man, just keep getting better, Joshua. As Doug Johnson goes another lap down, that's going to put him, or a lap down, I should say. But James Mayer, currently your leader. Mark Mann in second. Anthony English third. Dana Osborne in fourth. Rick Sanchez in fifth. And then back here with this group, Rick Seabrand's leading the second group with Jason Kinzer, and that's the 3:15.3 of Alex Green. But Jason Kinzer leading this second group. Lynn McNeese, Andrew Schroeder, Jim Duda, Dusty Burkhart, Paul Servant, and Alex Giffen not too far behind that group. Bubba Winningham coming up with David Overstreet and Sean Stevens. And then back here you have Les Levy with the 78 of Chris Jordan trying to make up some ground. Russ Hancock by himself, so that's not going to help. But he's got some help coming with Daniel Harrington and Michael Pratt. Of course, Doug Johnson going a lap down, falling back here in that 21st spot. And Alex Green up here in 22nd. He is a lap down as well. Dave Hunt back here in a 23rd. It looks like he is a lap down as well. Chris Jordan is 2 laps down. And unfortunately, John Guerrera is out of the race tonight. Taking his car behind the wall, back up to the front. James Mayer still out front. as we are probably going to get close to, well, no, we've got about 10 laps of, we're about 8 laps on this stint. So they're getting about 22 laps per tank before they have to do their pit stops. Looking back through, I don't see Jason Kinzer and them are right there. It looks like they are about maybe 5 seconds. Maybe not quite 5 seconds behind that lead group. Yeah, maybe they are about 5 seconds behind according to the gap counter there. So far, good racing here. 54 of 80 complete. Kind of looking back through the field, not a lot of, everybody kind of in single file line. Sean Stevens getting to run up on the back of that 6 machine of Bubba Winningham. As we start winding down lap 54, there should be 10 laps on this run, so you guys be sure as Mark drops up to the high side, he may have been getting hot. Going to give a chance for let these guys kind of swap positions. It's a good communication between the drivers there as he falls back in line behind the number 8 of Dana Osborne. Kind of looking through. Don't really want to bother these guys because they got a lot riding on the line here. I know we normally do some on-track interviews during the race, but kind of want these guys to concentrate. They've been having some good runs, and we are 25 laps to go here, folks. So we will have at least one more pit stop from the way it's looking. Yeah, Eric says head bang that like button, folks. Again, welcome to MaxspeedTV. TV. If you're new, be sure you hit that subscribe button. Please, and if you haven't, go ahead and hit that like button for me. And also, let these guys know out on the track that you guys enjoy the content. We are trying to keep things going for Josh, and so glad that he's got some stuff lined up. Of course, baby steps, Josh. I know you're probably still out there watching, but, baby steps. Get yourself back into broadcasting shape, I guess you could say. And hopefully we will have more content coming your way as Anthony English goes up high. We are seeing some line switches here. Get some air in that car to get it cooled off. James Mayer still your leader. Dana Osborne looking out to the outside of the 95 of James Mayer. But a caution comes out, folks. Let's take a look here and let's see what happened on our MaxspeedTV. TV. Ooh, looks like several cars involved. We're going to change this. Let's go to our drone cam so we can kind of see what happened. That happened back here in the back of this pack. With the 84-69, that is Lynn McNeese, and the 69 of Dusty Burkhardt. Andrew Schroeder right into the rear end. It gets Dusty a little bit out of sort, and then might have been some net code right there. Between the 69 and the 84, Let's get to a chase cam here and see if that was net code or let's see, where is Dusty Burkhart over here? We'll get on Dusty's car. No, he made contact right into that left quarter of Lynn McNeese. Andrew Schroeder right there as well. As we get, my camera is going crazy. 99 of Alice Giffen, the 053 of Jim Duda. Bubba Winningham trying to miss, but he gets caught up in it as well. Sean Stevens somehow made it by. Well, that brought out our first caution tonight. Good night, Moose Pie. Glad you came in for a little bit. As my wife brings me another cup of coffee. But so glad you joined us tonight. Hope you have a great night. Of course, we do have here in Oklahoma, we've got some more storms brewing. Could be pretty bad ones from my understanding. So, well, he got a shot there by Andrew Schroeder, and it got him a little bit out of sort, and yeah, he kind of came back up and got right into that left rear quarter bumper of Lynn, and just kind of got things out of whack there. But right now, Anthony English, your leader. Dana Osborne second, Mark Mann third, Rick Sanchez fourth, Jim Duda up to fifth. We'll turn that off real quick. Of course, we're still looking at a pretty decent track temperature, up to 80 degrees now, so not too bad of a night. Of course, if you're interested, if you are a racer and you're interested in joining the CFM guys on Sunday night, down at the bottom there, you see their Facebook page. But check them out, CFM Speedway Monkeys on Facebook, and they can tell you how to join their league. So, well, these guys are lining up. We're going to go ahead and step aside, pay a bill, and look at the Buttkicker haptic system for your racing simulator. Be right back. Well, we are back, folks. Gives me a chance to catch my breath, but looking back through the field, everybody is still doing pretty good. Chris Jordan currently still. Let me get this back on here. As the pace car dies off down to the safety of pit road, Geico restarts on Chevy Lane. Green flag back out once again on the loud pedal. 5 of Rick C. Sanchez giving Dana Osborne a shove, trying to get him up to the front. Outside line, though, you have that 8 of Dana Osborne, the 5 of Rick Sanchez, the 3 of Paul Servant, and the 4 of Rick Seabrands. On the inside, Anthony English, Mark Mann, Jim Duda, James Mayer, Les Levy, and the 27 of Sean Stevens. Dana Osborne does drop it down from that high line, or that second lane down in front of Anthony. We are 20 to go. Be 19 to go at the line here, folks. So far, some great racing tonight. Of course, as soon as the race is over, while we're doing our interviews, and Mr. David Overstreet will be doing the points, letting us know who the top 16 are going into the first round of the playoffs. Of course, several guys that was on the bubble are up towards the front. Of course, that would be Glenn McNeese. Looks like Alex Giffen. Look through my list here. Andrew Schroeder is back here in 19th. Doug Johnson as well is on the bubble. John Carrera, unfortunately, out of the race tonight. It looks like Jason Kinzer has taken his car behind the wall as well. Chris Jordan is on the bubble, so he's got to do something to make up some spots. James Mayer. So again, the guys that were on the bubble: Les Levy, Len McNeese, Andy Brigante, Sean Stevens, Chris Jordan, Michael Pratt, Andrew Schroeder, Bob Fitzgerald, Alex Giffen, Doug Johnson, John Carrera. Now, the guys that were in the bubble that had to start tonight's race was James Mayer, Jason Kinzer, Sean Frazier, and Ash Regner. Unfortunately, Jason has taken his car behind the wall, so we're down to 23 drivers tonight as Anthony English is back out to the front once again. Mark Mann second, Dana Osborne in third. And battling it out, here comes Dana Osborne, Ricky Sanchez, Paul Servant, Lynn McNeese. And that looks like is that the 46 of David Overstreet there on that outside line. Well, Andy's not in the race tonight, though, Eric. I don't see Andy in the session, so he did not make the race tonight. Dana Osborne did drop it down in front of Anthony English. Of course, Anthony is in at third in the points, overall points, so he will be making it into the top 16. Dana Osborne, Anthony English, Mark Mann, Rick Seabrands down on that lower line. As Dana Osborne jumps up to that high side, going to get a shove by the 5 of Rick Sanchez, and then Mark Mann right into the back of that 44, pushing him through the corner. That inside line is getting a great run, but that second lane is getting a better exit. Dana Osborne is going to lead that lap. With 14 laps to go here, folks, we are winding it down. Some good racing. Probably going to start seeing a little bit of more aggressiveness coming up. Again, our pit stops, as we look, they will have enough to make it to the end of the regulation. Dana Osborne getting pushed out to the front by that 5 of Rick Sanchez, but man, they're losing momentum into the turn. But, man, they sure do make it up on the exit. As you'll see the run that he gets coming off of that line. That was neck to neck at the line. Not sure who's going to lead that lap. But Dana Osborne did get out to the front for just a second. But then here comes that inside line once again. 13 laps to go. Oh, that is the 95 of James Mayer, 3 wide outside of. Oh, James up into the wall. And these cars are notorious about that. Getting into that wall and just getting hung there. Dave Hunt getting pushed down to the bottom. Alex Green, Chris Jordan down pit road. Unfortunately, that put James back into the 19th spot. It's running up there in the top 5. But back and forth up front, Dana Osborne, Anthony English battling it right now for the lead. .000, yeah. I'm telling you, they are neck and neck. It is going to be a drag race, as we will be 11 to go when we get to the line here, folks. It is going to be it'll probably end up being a photo finish. We'll just have to wait and see what happens as Anthony and Dana just back and forth that first and second spot. It very well could be, Eric. It was a good finish last night by a front spoiler. We start getting up on Chris Jordan, another lap traffic again. These guys successfully get by Chris, but we got some other cars in front. It's Dave Hunt back down pit road. Looks like he might have got a black flag. Alex Green is out here by himself. They're coming up on Alex. Alex going to drop it down to the apron. Let that group just go by. That is classy from Alex. Got to give Alex credit for that, guys. Picking a spot, saying, I'm going to take this, you guys get around me. Ooh, wiggle there by Anthony as we come up on another car. I believe that is the 45 of Michael Pratt, staying to the high side. I'm going to keep an eye on this, make sure there's no incidents here. As Dave Hunt is coming up, looks like he is coming off of pit road. Going to stay down on that apron and let these guys get around him. Of course, I think he has to. Oh, was able to get back up on the track. Anthony English, Dana Osborne still battling out for the lead here. Actually, you're right, Eric. All of them have done an amazing job. As we are 8 to go, we'll be 7 to go here at the line. We come through the tri-oval. Or nope, we are 8 to go. They're in turns 1 and 2. And they have been out here for 14 laps. Osborne and English done 20, it's like 24 laps or 14 laps because of the caution. They should have enough to finish the race. Speeds in excess of 190 plus mile an hour. I have seen some 200, 203 miles an hour here with these Gen 4 cars. Been an amazing race as we are 7 to go here. winding it down. Of course, we will try to get all of the information as we're our top 16. Well, 240. I mean, good Lord, you're at iRacing Super Speedway in the draft. Oh, big wiggle. That's Sanchez up into the wall. And the 343. That's going to bring out a caution. 27 to 343. 27 got a lot of damage. Let's take a look. We're going to rewind this here just a little bit. It looked like Andrew Schroeder might have been involved in that again. Not saying that. Just got to take a look here. So they checked up for Rick being up into the wall. Right into the back, kind of off center hit down into David Overstreet. Les Levy somehow made it through. And I believe right here, the 27 is Sean Stevens. Nowhere for Sean to go. Right up and under the 343. And then Andrew Schroeder again getting back into the mix. I wouldn't say that. I think maybe just didn't check up enough. And Bubba Winningham got to right into the side, try to lock it down. Bubba hard up into the outside wall as well. Doug Johnson making it by. Michael Pratt making it by. But Michael locking it up to keep from going into the grass. But goes through anyway. And then Russ having a hard time getting that car lined back out. But the damage on Sean Stevens' car, I would venture to say he's going to use a fast repair. This will be, looks like it's going to be an official GWC attempt, or regulation. It'll be a GWC under regulation by the time they get back to the start-finish line. Of course, they only have 2 GWC attempts here on Sunday night, so this will be just a part of the regulation GWC. It won't be one of the attempts. But Anthony English, Dana Osborne, Rick Sanchez, Mark Mann, Paul Servant, your top 5. Of course, looking at the points, Paul Servant is your leader on the point side. Mark Mann is in second, so Mark is poised to possibly overtake Paul for the points lead if he is able to secure the victory tonight. He might just do it. Anthony English in third right now on points. Adam Kilday fourth. Rick Seabrand's in fifth. And Rick currently sitting in a 6th spot on the track. Right now, there is your top 5. As we come through the tri-oval, the lights on the pace car are still on. They should go off when they cross the start-finish line. Lights on the pace car are out, so we are 1 to go with 4 laps. Under regulations, so we'll see what happens here. I think, yeah, Eric, that's kind of what I was thinking. Because when we get to the start line, it'll be 3 to go. But we will see what happens. Anthony English, your leader, opting to take that outside line. Even though it showed Dana, I believe Anthony was in the lead at the time of the caution. I could be wrong, because they are kind of swapping back and forth right now under pace laps. We'll see what happens, though. But all in all, good racing. Only the second caution for tonight, maybe the third. So it's been a lot of good racing tonight here on Sunday night. Again, appreciate everybody tuning in and joining us tonight. Special shout out again to Joshua for coming up into the booth with me a little bit. Big announcement, like you said. Got some stuff in the works for MaxspeedTV TV and him coming back into the broadcast booth. I know everybody has been anticipating his return to the broadcast booth, so we'll see. Of course, starting next week, we'll have a dual broadcast. He will be broadcasting the Lou League. Here we go. Chevrolet green flag back out once again on the loud pedal. Anthony English is your leader. Was it 12? I thought we had 11 because I thought we had 6 to go to tie the OP record. Right now, Dana Osborne down on that low line with Rick Sanchez, the 84 Lynn McNeese. Looks like the 99 of Alex Gipp, and then up on the high side, the 44 of Anthony English, the 04 of Mark Mann, the number 4 of Rick Seabrands, the 053 of Jim Duda, as Anthony English does drop it back down to the bottom line in front of Dana. Mark is probably begging at Rick to get on my bumper and push me, which Rick is probably one of the better pushers out on the track. There goes Paul Servant to the high side in front of Jim Duda. Going to make this a drag race. We are 2 to go here, folks. Got to make it back to the line. When you make it to the line, get the white flag, and whatever happens is going to happen. See a lot of back and forth movement. These guys are all over the bumpers right now, trying to vie for position, trying to get pushed out to the front, get the runs. Yeah, record was 17. And last count, we had 6 to go to tie the record. Well, here we go, coming to the start zone, or to the start-finish line. White flag out, folks. Whatever happens is going to happen. Anthony English out front, Dana Osborne in a second, Mark Mann in third. Now Mark's on the outside with the 4 of Rick Seabrands. Oh, Anthony getting loose. Dana Osborne, can they save it? They did, but that's going to put Mark Mann out to the lead. Anthony getting turned in the back. That's going to cause a lot of cars to get spun around. Here we go, though. Mark Mann, Dana Osborne, Rick Seabrands, your top 3. Right now, Lynn McNeese made it through as Dana Osborne's looking to the outside. Going to be a drag race to the finish here, folks. Door to door. Who is going to get it? One going down, one going high. Ooh, Dana Osborne looks like he got that by a 100th of a second. Wow. Well, let's go back here. We're going to have to take a look at this because it was so close as these guys was trying to not give up any positions. Dana Osborne, Mark Mann battling hard to the start-finish line. Well, let's get to a chase cam, and we are going to turn this camera sideways. And you see Dana right there with just a nose. Let me get to my controller here. We're going to do this frame by frame as we get to that start-finish line. It looks like Dana Osborne is going to have the victory by 100th of a second. Now, Rick Sanchez, or Seabrands, is trying to push Mark, but right there, just by a nose, your winner, Dana Osborne. Mark Mann in second. Rick Seabrands in a third. Well, hang tight, folks. We are going to get our top three up here for a MaxspeedTV TV post-race interview, but we will be right back.
Are you ready? Are you ready for the comeback? Yeah. Are you ready for the comeback? You know we the ones that ready for whatever. We gon' have to show them something, man. Let me see them hands up all the way front back. You don't understand that I'm doing what you can't with no cap. This is the return of the one. You ain't see him coming, you just heard drums. They've been ready for the battle. Any person that comes got the weight of the world on them. Yeah, they're too strong. I might have been down, not out. It's on sight, you gon' figure that out. And I might have been down, not out. Only one thing I gotta know now is, are you ready for the comeback? Yeah. Are you ready for the... Are you ready for the comeback? You know we the ones that... Let me see them hands up all the way front back. Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback? Now I see you with your bad self. If you're into taking L's, then I can't help. I'll be the self-made champ, look at my belt. I built this all from the ground up, that's all by myself, y'all know. This is the return of the one. You ain't see him coming, you just heard drums. They've been ready for the battle. Any person that comes got the weight of the world on them, yeah, they're too strong. I might have been down, not out. It's on sight, you gon' figure that out. And I might have been down, not out. Only one thing I gotta know now is, are you ready for the comeback?
All right, folks, we have caught up with our top three finishers tonight. In third place will be, let me get him into the booth, Mr. Rick Seabrands. Rick, buddy, awesome job, P3. Man, it was a battle.
Yeah. I'm not even sure really what happened during that last lap. A lot was going on. We was kind of in a position there we didn't get to really see what kind of developed there, but I'm not sure if that finish is going to be looked at there or not at the end. That was kind of that was a pretty crazy finish there, man. I thought for sure Mark Mann had that win, and then some contact got created up there for whatever reason, and it really drug Mark back, and that kind of was the deciding factor. I mean, we'll have to see how that gets ruled and plays out, but yeah, from a personal standpoint, I am thrilled with third place. We after that first pit stop under green, that pit exit really hurt us, and we kind of lost the pack there and was kind of at the mercy where we had to have a caution. Then, thankfully something happened there, and we got back in the mix there and could bring it home with a podium finish.
Well, overall, though, great racing tonight. We only had a few cautions. I mean, it looked like we were going to have a green to checkered run, but, a couple of incidents. Anthony was poised to look like to take another victory, but I don't want to say it was rough pushing, but, these cars do push pretty well for being as sloped as a front end as these things have.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to Anthony there. That's kind of where that initial stuff started there in that backstretch on that last lap. I don't know what happened there. I haven't even seen a replay or had a chance to even look at it. We're still just kind of catching our breath from, coming back. Because, when we kind of went high and missed it, we got into the wall. That really killed our momentum. Mm-hmm. And then we were, we had to get all our ponies back up to speed there and have at least a little look at it there coming back.
Well, awesome run tonight, Rick. You were sitting in fifth spot coming in tonight. Of course, that's going to help your point standing, so you're pretty much locked in to the round of 16. Of course, we will have an off week and then come back for the first race. We will be, I think, in the trucks. Let me see what the schedule says. Yeah, so we're the round of 16, both races there will be both in the trucks. We'll be at Talladega. How do you feel about the trucks at Dega?
I think we should be. We always have a pretty good piece for Talladega with our truck program, so we should be okay there. I think we need to work on a little bit like our pit stops and maybe see if we can't get a little bit cleaner pit stops and get with the guys, man. They really left us there on that first pit stop, and I need to get a little bit more track position there to to stick with them, and so we could be a little bit more organized and a little bit more faster. But all in all, great night. Really, really pleased to bring it home in fifth. I think we almost checked all our boxes that we needed to as a team tonight. We wanted to see if maybe Jim could get in tonight with a good finish. I don't know where he finished or how that played out, but I think Mark got the regular season championship, so I think he might get a first round bye and automatically be in the Elite Eight. We'll have to see how that plays out too.
Yeah, we'll have all that information here in a little bit, Mark or Rick. Awesome job, buddy. Go ahead and turn the mic over to you. Any final thoughts, shout out, thanks you want to go celebrate?
Big shout out and thanks to everybody behind the scenes in the admin group for what they do. They do a great job over here of giving us a place to race every Sunday night, and with a good group of guys, and you guys for broadcasting it, and hopefully all the fans enjoyed it, and we'll get to see them at Talladega next time we hit the track.
All right, brother. We'll go celebrate. We will see you next week.
All right, man. Thank you.
Yep. And we'll put him down there somewhere. Well, that's going to bring us to our P2 finisher, Mr. Mark Mann. Mark, man, that was an exciting finish to say the least. I mean, there was some, little contact there between you and Dana. Got you pushed down. You guys were able to maintain control. I mean, he edged you out by, well, according to the overlay here, by a hundredth of a second, by a nose of the car. But Rick was trying to get you pushed back up there. Just not enough track left to get you back up into that top spot.
Yeah, I think if Dana and I didn't make contact there, Rick would have pushed me probably easily to the win there. But Dana and I made some contact, and I got pushed down below the apron. I did make an attempt to come back up just so, I wouldn't make any advancements on the apron, because, that's part of the rules package is that you can't win, below the apron 50% of your car unless you're forced down there, which I guess I was. But I just didn't want to stay there. I wanted to make sure it finished clean. And, I'll take second place. I don't know where I'm going to end up in the points, but first or second, I'll take either, and a little bit of good momentum going into the playoffs.
Well, from the looks like it, you were 1 point behind Paul going into the race tonight. Paul did end up in 10th, so you may have got enough points to get around him to get up into the regular season championship. So we'll get that final word, and if so, congratulations. All in all, though, tonight's race was just a great race. I mean, you guys only had a few, maybe 2-3 cautions at the most. And, of course, I don't have a caution counter with the SDK. I am running the new overlay tonight. So, man, all in all, though, it's a great race.
Oh, it was. A lot of green flag running. You had to make sure you got it on and off pit road and didn't get hit by anybody, because there were some cars kind of spinning around there on pit road. So I just kind of got lucky and was able to stay out there with Jim and Anthony and Dana and Richard. And we pulled away some, and then we got a caution, and the pack got packed up, and we knew everybody was going to race like their hair's on fire there. But I had Rick behind me, so I was super happy on that restart. I knew I had a good team car pushing, and I'm going to have to repay him the favor, because he's been really pushing me to a lot of stuff lately, and I haven't been able to repay it, so I appreciate that, Rick. And Anthony kind of led the majority of the laps and got into a little incident there at the end.
Yeah, it really looked like a bad push and just got Anthony loose, and it looked like he was going to save it, but I think somebody tagged him again and got him spun around. But, that was just hard racing.
Just hard racing. Next week's another week. A lot of playoff drivers. I hope everybody comes back, even people who aren't in the playoffs, to try to steal one, play spoiler. That's what it's all about. And I look forward to next week. This has been a great season. Another great season in Checkered Flag. Checkered Flag, what David and Bubba has done with this series is nothing short of a miracle from where it came. And good broadcast, great group of drivers. I couldn't be happier. I look forward to Sunday nights.
Well, of course, next week we are off, Mark, so we'll have a week off before we get into the round of 16.
What's next week?
Father's Day, I think.
Roger that.
So we will be off next week, and then we'll come back. Of course, trucks at Dega and
Love it.
Daytona for the 2 races of the round of 16. How do you? I'll ask you the same question I asked Rick. How do you feel about the trucks at those 2 tracks?
Well, I think with teammates and calm racing, I think calm racing plays into our hand pretty well with respect to, pit cycles and staying together. If it's not a huge car count, I think that plays in our favor as well. But also, Checkered Flag has a good point system, good penalty system. David O and Bubba look at everything. So people are usually minding their P's and Q's. So I don't know. Good hard racing. I usually don't care who wins as long as it's clean. So we'll see what happens in 2 weeks.
Well, I'm getting a message here.
Hopefully I can push Rick to the win.
I'm getting a message here. Give me just a second.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to confirm if that is the case.
About the points?
Yep. Give me just a second, and we will get that. But while we're waiting on, well, he is responding right now. Give me just one more second and see what David has to say. Yes, sir. So, Mark, man, congratulations, buddy. You are the regular season points champion.
Sweet. I haven't been that in a long time. So that's cool.
So, awesome job, buddy. Congratulations on that. And if I'm looking at this right, well, you did have one win on the season. So, I was trying to see if you had it without a win, but you did get one win on the season. So yeah, congratulations, brother.
Hey, to beat Paul Servan out for that is a tall task. I did not expect it. So.
Right. Well,
he's definitely a great driver. So
yes, he is, and of course, all these guys out here are high caliber drivers. I've enjoyed running with you guys when I can. But right now, Mark, I'm going to go ahead and turn the mic over to you. Any final thoughts, shout outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate your P2 and your regular season points championship?
Yeah, again, thanks to Paul Servant, racing a great season. Just edging him out feels good. Great season to him too. And Rick pushing me tonight, and all my teammates that I worked with, David O and Bubba, for all the great stuff that they're doing behind the scenes, and you guys for broadcasting. Everybody who's watching at home.
All right, brother. Well, go celebrate. Well, enjoy your week off, and then we will see you the week after next for the round of 16.
Sounds good, brother.
All right. Take care.
Later.
All right. We'll get him down there. Well, that's going to bring us to our race champion tonight, Dana Osborne. Awesome job, buddy. I'm trying to get my camera turned around so we can get a good look at that Skull Bandit car. Man, it was a battle there at the end. Some contact between you and Mark, but you guys were able to maintain control, and it got you the victory, brother.
Yeah, I didn't mean to door him that bad, but it pushed him down on the apron. I lost track of where I was at, and it just one of them things that happened. My apologies to Mark, man.
It's that to me that's hard racing. It didn't look like anything intentional on my end, from the broadcast side of it. But he wasn't just going to lay down and give it to you. They was going to make you battle for it, and that's exactly what happened. But Anthony English, though, was poised to take another victory tonight. Looked like a bad push got him loose. Looked like he was going to save it, and then kind of lost it back in the back. I think somebody might have got into the back end of him as he was trying to recover, and it just kind of got him turned around. But awesome job, man. You started. I think you kind of started right there up towards the front anyway, but you just kind of maintained your spot tonight.
Yeah. I want to apologize to Anthony too. He went up some, and I just got his left bumper, and it spun him. My apologies to him.
Well, again, to me, that's just hard racing. Everybody's trying to race for the win. Last lap, nothing intentional. But when you get loose like that, with these cars at, you guys were hitting almost 200 mile an hour. So, these cars get loose, especially at that speed. It is hard to control.
Yeah, I was planned on pushing Anthony to, try to get him to win, but it didn't work out like that. But that was a fun race all night.
Well, Dana, that's going to definitely get you, if I'm reading this right. You came into the race tonight in that 15th spot, but, the win tonight's going to get you bumped up there, sitting pretty going into the round of 16. Of course, like I told the other guys, we are the two races of the round of 16. We're in the trucks at Talladega and back here at Daytona. How do you feel about the trucks at these two tracks?
Oh, I love the truck, man. I'll race that truck any day, You can stay glued to somebody in that thing,
Yeah, just got to work with the guys that you run with and try to stay back up front, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, brother, congratulations. We're going to go ahead and turn the mic over to you. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, things you want to give before you go celebrate your victory tonight?
I want to thank Dave O for putting this on, let me race in it, and you for putting this broadcast on. It's fun watching it afterwards, and thanks to all the guys in this league. There's some good racers in here, and I enjoy racing here.
All right, Dana. Well, I appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for the kind words. And, man, go celebrate. We got a week off, and then we'll be back here for the round of 16. So you get a little bit of time off, maybe go work on some pit stops or get some other racing in. But we will see you here in a couple of weeks.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Well, guys, before we get to our unofficial results, pending any admin stuff, I got David Overstreet up here in the booth. David, man, it was a great race tonight. Overall, only a couple of cautions, but hard-fought win for Dana. Good finish by Mark, and again, we congratulated Mark on getting the regular season points championship.
That's not the greatest finish I've ever seen in my life, but we'll take it and move on.
Yep.
But congrats to Mark, man, on the season championship, and hope to see everybody in a couple weeks.
Yeah, we will be off. Like I said, we will be off in a couple weeks. Trucks at Talladega coming up for the first round of 16. Real quick, David, I was going to try to catch Bubba before he left, but I know Bubba usually leaves out pretty early. So I know you are going to be working on all of the points, and we'll get those updated. Now, real quick before I let you go, I mentioned something on the broadcast about any racers that may be wanting to try to join CFM on Sunday nights. How can they go about getting in contact with you guys to get set up with that?
Right now, I've got the registration closed, but if you just want to come join the Facebook group, you'll see the Discord link there, and we can put you on a list or something. But right now, I got the registration closed just because we're in the playoffs, so I don't want no new people to join right now. So.
Okay, well, that's good information to have.
Just look us up on Facebook, and you'll be able to find the Discord link in there. All
right, well, David, sounds good. Appreciate you, everything you do behind the scenes, and you and Bubba and all the admins here at CFM. Well, that brings a close to our regular season. I'll let you get back down and visit with the other guys, and we will finish up here tonight, and we will see you in a couple weeks.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep. All right, folks. Well, that's going to bring us to our unofficial results. Of course, this is pending any admin stuff. Before we get started, or before we make this official, Dana Osborne, your leader tonight. Mark Mann in second, Rick Seabrands in third, Lynn McNeese with the strong finish there in fourth, Jim Duda fifth, Doug Johnson in sixth, Dusty Burkhart seventh, James Mayer in eighth, Dave Hunt ninth, Paul Servant finishing in the top 10, Alex Giffen in 11th, Dan Harrington in 12th, Sean Stevens in 13th, Rick Sanchez 14th, Les Levy 15th, Bubba Winningham with the 16th place finish. Russ Hancock in 17th. David Overstreet finishing 18th. Anthony English followed back to 19th. Andrew Schroeder in 20th. Alex Green 21st. Chris Jordan 22nd. Michael Pratt 23rd. Jason Kinzer 24th. And John Guerrera rounding out the 25-car field tonight. Well, folks, that's going to do it for us here tonight on MaxspeedTV. TV. Do appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. And, of course, to Josh, glad he popped in for a little bit. Got a lot of stuff going to be happening here. A double broadcast next Saturday night. Myself covering OP and Joshua covering the new league on a Saturday night. So, well, folks, we got some storms brewing here in Oklahoma. So if you're in the path of these strong to severe storms, please be careful, be safe. Until tomorrow night, OP Monday Night Premier League right here on MaxspeedTV. TV. This is Stephen Lane up in the booth. Please stay safe, have a good night, and we will see you tomorrow evening.